It's out. So step number 1, it says to solve one of the equations for y, or in other words, get y by itself. Do I already have y by itself in one of these equations?
Yes.
Yes.
And with its answer.
With an answer, Landon says. Okay, so that's even easier. So we already know what y is, do we not?
2.
Yeah, y equals 2.
We already know what y is. So what can I do with that 2?
Put it into the equation above.
Put it into the equation above. So what do I have?
2 equals x plus 4.
So this time, what am I solving for?
X.
I'm solving for x, so how do I get x by itself?
You subtract the 4.
Subtract 4. So I get, I'm writing it down here,
Negative 2.
equals what?
Well, X.
X. So what's my final answer?
2, negative 2, comma 2.
Negative 2, comma 2, because x always comes first, then y. So that one was way simpler. They gave us the value of y, so we only have to solve for x.
That's it.
Okay, the next one, does one of the equations have y by itself?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I can go on to step 2. Substitute the value for y in the second equation, or the other equation. Which one do you want to substitute the value of y in for? Since both of them have y by itself.
Top one.
I heard top and bottom.
Oh, top.
It doesn't really matter because either way you're going to get the same thing. So if I substitute this in for y up top, what would I have?
3x equals x minus 6.
3x equals x minus 6. Okay, what if I would have substituted the other way? What if I would have substituted that in for that? What would you get?
X minus 6 equals 3x. It's just the equation flipped.
It's the same equation, is it not?
Yeah.
I just flipped them. So when you have y by itself, you can't really substitute wrong on both of the equations because you're going to get the same thing. Okay? What would I do to solve for x?
Well,
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
no. Yeah,
Subtract x. Subtract x.
I would subtract x. Good. So I would get what? 2x equals
6.
negative 6. Michaela, it's a 2x because we subtracted. Right? So now what would you do?
Divide it
Divide
by
by
2.
2.
Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals what?
3.
Negative 3. Okay, what do I do with that now?
Put it in.
Put it in as
with like the y.
Which one do you want to do?
Top one.
The top one?
Make it way easier.
Okay, so if I substitute, I have y equals what?
Y equals negative 3.
So what does y equal?
Negative 3.
3.
Y. Oh, sorry. Didn't know it was negative. Negative 9.
Negative 9? So what's my final answer?
Negative 3.
How many solutions do I have?
1.
1. Questions? Step is to get y by itself. Do I already have one equation that has y by itself? Perfect. Done with step 1. Step 2, substitute the value of y in the second equation. So in other words, I'm going to take this value and substitute it in for y right there. Okay? So I would get 3x, that stays the same, plus 4 times what? 2x plus 1. And that equals what?
26.
26. Okay, I ran out of room, so I'm just going to go to a blank document so that you guys can see it. So what was the equation?
3x plus 4 times 2x plus 1.
What would we do first to solve?
You do the distributive.
So what do you get?
3x plus
11x.
8x.
Hold on. What's that? Do that 2 steps at once. 3x.
3x plus 8x plus 2.
Is everyone okay where she got that?
Yeah.
So is there something that I can combine that's on the same side?
11x.
3.
3x and 8x, which gives me,
11.
what would I do next?
Minus the 4.
Okay. A lot of you like that line down the middle.
22.
So 11x equals 22. So what do I do? Divide by 11. Divide by 11.
Sorry, I was thinking of it.
X equals 2. Okay, so now that we have the x value, we're going to substitute it in for what?
2x. Sorry.
We're going to substitute it in for x. In which equation do you want to substitute it in for? The first one? So your top one was y equals 2x plus 1? So if I substitute it in, I get y equals what?
4. Alright, 2 times 2.
Plus 1. Because I just substituted the value of x in. So y equals 2 times 2 is
4.
plus 1. So what does y equal?
5.
So what's my final answer?
2 comma 5.
Okay, now we get 5 minutes.
Actually, 4
You
minutes.
did. Good job.
You did go. Good job. Okay, I will say before you move,